Hello, I'm Susan from Vibrant Holistic Health, and today I'm going to talk about 7 tips for dealing with your inner critic. Were you ever about to do something and then suddenly that voice inside your head starts talking? You know, the one that says, "Why did you do that? You're a bad person. No one wants to talk to you. You'll never achieve anything in life." You know, that voice. That negative voice inside your head that judges, criticizes, or demeans you is your inner critic. Your inner critic plays a critical role in how you see yourself and your self-esteem. When you don't know how to deal with your inner critic, you can feel ashamed, worthless, or low on self-esteem. Your inner critic might undermine your every accomplishment, or it might show up as you enter a room full of people you've never met before. That harsh inner critic can lead to self-doubt or lack of confidence. When you let your inner critic control too many of your actions, it can hold you back from things like growth, connection, and your full potential. Even though the way we think influences how we behave, those thoughts we have are not always true. If someone feels insecure and believes no one wants to talk to them, how charismatic do you think they'll be when they enter a room full of people they don't know or any kind of social setting? Probably not very. So here are some tips and strategies to deal with your inner critic and take control of your life. The first one is to acknowledge and understand. When negative thoughts come up, acknowledge your thoughts. Try to understand the source of where your thoughts are coming from. Ask yourself, how old do I feel right now? Why do I feel this way? What are some patterns I recognize? Where do these patterns come from? How do these thoughts affect my behavior? And then the second one is to ask yourself, what advice would you give a friend? If a friend came to you in the same situation as you feel, what advice would you give to them? Many times we are much harder on ourselves than we are with others. So give yourself the same grace that you would give others. Really important. The third one is to separate facts from feelings. Your brain might be hardwired to think that no one wants to talk to you or that you're a bad person, but is that actually a fact? Practice sorting through the facts and your feelings and separate them. Ask yourself, what is another, more positive way you could look at the situation? The fourth one is to practice self-acceptance and self-compassion. Replace negative or critical thoughts with accepting and compassionate ones. Have a selection of empowering, compassionate beliefs that you can tell yourself instead of succumbing to the negative ones. It's a really good practice to have, and it's very empowering. The fifth one is to write down positive thoughts. When your inner critic comes out, what is it saying? And how can you challenge your inner critic? Write down some times in your life that people have said positive things about you, and focus on your strengths and what you're good at. That'll help shift that thought pattern. The sixth one is to distract yourself when you start replaying mistakes in your head. Have you ever made a mistake and replayed those moments over and over again? I know I have. But it doesn't resolve the issue. If you find that you're ruminating instead of actively problem solving, distract yourself from those thoughts. Go take a walk, read a book, listen to a podcast, play a game, cuddle with your pet. There's lots of ways to distract yourself and get your mind off of that and shift out of that negative belief. The seventh one is to remind yourself that everyone has an inner critic. Having an inner critic is a human function. It comes from the parts of our brain that evolved to protect ourselves. If you find yourself in a negative loop of critical thoughts, Remind yourself that every human experiences self-doubt at one point or another. Your inner critic does not have to control your life. Taking these steps to silence your inner critic and nurture a more empowering dialogue can help you grow and expand your horizons. There's a difference between that harmful voice telling you that you're not good enough and wanting to improve yourself. Use these tips I just mentioned to silence your inner critic so you can reach your full potential. And if you need help quieting your inner critic, reach out to me. Visit my website at www.vibrantholistic.health.com and schedule a free total transformation discovery session. I'll be happy to help you create a personalized plan that so that you can be empowered to create the life you want. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more transformational information like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.